Good morning, YouTube. Kevin here, Copernicus Rex, from a slightly grey and overcast Cornwall. I'm smoking my old no-name Meerschaum, which has been a companion of mine for several years. And in it I am smoking some 2009 Stonehaven, which was very generously sent to me by my secret Santa, Burlyman 40, David, amongst a very generous gift packet. And this is my first bowl, the first ever bowl of Stonehaven. And I'm starting to see what all the hype's about. It's a very smooth, flavourful, quite gentle tobacco. It's passed the wife test. Passed the wife test to the extent she actually said it smelled nice. I can't fault it. So, thank you once again, David, if you're watching this. This very pleasant new experience. I'd dearly love to get out and about a little bit and show you guys and gals a bit more of Cornwall and practice keeping the camera steady for more than a few seconds. But realistically, the only time it's been dry and bright, I've been working. We've just had a reasonably heavy storm front pass through the UK. And the worst of it was well north of us, and as I understand it, there may still be some people without power. Certainly, at its worst, there was something in the region of 60,000 homes without power in Scotland. And then it drifted south a little bit, and the north of England got hit quite badly. There was vehicles being blown over in Yorkshire, and really very unpleasant. Here, in the far south, we had high winds and heavy rain. A few trees down about the place, but nothing really to complain about. I've been watching some of my American friends shivering in -20, -30 temperatures. Although I think those are wind chill temperatures, I might be wrong. And I think you're probably talking Fahrenheit, whereas we tend to work in Celsius. And I think to myself, well, this has been such a really mild winter so far. We had a few days of frost and a bit of hail that stayed on the ground for a little bit. Occasional slippery road or pavement. But realistically, I think the UK has so far been spared any seriously cold weather, which is probably why there are so many bugs around. Excuse me, cup of coffee. Still, it is only mid-January, and we don't really think we're past the worst of it until first or second week of March, really. And even then, I've had snow on my birthday here, which is April. Not very often. We generally get away quite temperate, but we do suffer with, certainly on the west coast of the UK and the southwest tip in particular, us in Wales, we have huge amounts of rainfall. So those dry, crisp days that you might want to go walking in are few and far between. I haven't really got a huge amount to say today. I'm just aware that I need to keep my hand in making these videos and keep in touch with the people out there. I've been watching Wisdom Junkie's daily reports of his tech-reduced experiment. He seems to be getting along quite well, quite relaxed, a little frustrated with things. I've noticed, well, let me start by saying that generally speaking I don't tend to watch VRs to contests unless it's a contest which particularly attracts my attention. But I've noticed several VRs to Shadrach's contest, which is quite staggering to someone like myself. Here in the UK, handguns are pretty much completely banned, and getting any kind of firearms license is quite difficult. So to see ordinary people like me and mine pulling out gun after gun after gun is quite phenomenal. Maybe it's because we're all packed together quite closely in this dense little island, and there's more chance of us hitting somebody else if we wander around the countryside taking pot shots of things. Certainly, apart from things like rabbits, hunting with guns is quite rare. Normally the privilege of the wealthy in this country. Ordinary people do a few rabbits, a bit of fishing maybe. But I suppose we've got to a point where our wildlife is scattered patchily across the country, and there's few areas of green left. Like anything else, supply and demand. When it becomes rare, only the wealthy can afford it. Doesn't unduly bother me, to be honest. It's one of those things. If I was going to go and hunt something, I'd want to be able to eat it. And if I went hunting deer, it would fill my freezer. That's like the fact that my wife doesn't much like the taste of venison, and it took me a long time to get rid of it. I suppose you have lots more wide open spaces in the States, lots more opportunity for hunting. course the ability to carry arms is built into your constitution. Realistically, I was looking to arm myself for Armageddon initially from the house. It'll be a few knives and probably my father's naval sword, which is hanging above me. I know where I can get some guns locally, so I suppose the initial foray would be to gather one or two like-minded souls and go and stock up, retreat back to the hill, and see what comes. I also noticed Bama Piper talking about panhandlers, as he referred to them. I know such things as beggars. And his experience seems to be largely negative in that respect. There's often, I think it's probably fair to say, it happens here as well. Often the persons with their hands out are quite professional, although not always. Myself, if I've got something spare to give away, I'll do so if my first impression of the person is positive. Certainly don't do it often, don't do it all the time, but occasionally you take the chance. Yeah, okay, I might be getting gonned, I might be getting ripped off, but there's also the possibility that I might be really helping somebody. I've never been quite that badly off. I've never had a point where I couldn't put food on the table, but we've come close once or twice. And I do appreciate how comparatively well off we are, how comparatively comfortable we are. Selfishly, it does give you a bit of a buzz too if you manage to help somebody else. The creaking in the background is one of the cats who's asking to go out. The only trouble with that is that seconds after he goes out, he'll realise the weather's still not very pleasant and he'll have to come back in again. Hey ho. He's starting to annoy me now though, so I might just pause here and back again. I know David in particular will appreciate this next bit. The weather's not so grim and we're around all day, so the chickens are chickening in the garden. We let them out of their coop and run around a little bit. have a bit of exercise and grab some natural food from whatever bushes and shrubbery are still going. Excuse me. I think we're about to get joined. This is Jazzy. Jazzy's the oldest of our cats. I'll just turn that slightly. She's got a bit of arthritis in her front paws these days, so she walks a little bit like Hercule Poirot. And she needs help jumping up and down from things sometimes. And she's quite a character. She decides she wants some attention, she comes and gets it. And often if you're not giving it to her enough, she'll poke you with an outstretched claw. Or rub against you with one of those lovely long canines that she's got. Now, do cats' teeth still get called canines, or should they be called felines? What do you think? She doesn't know either. David included in that box some treats for the cats, specifically for Gypsy, who he's met once before. Gypsy is a particularly fussy cat. She may have got one or two, but she was rather standoffish. This one, on the other hand, loved him. Jazzy is probably 10 years old now. Maybe even a little more. She's the only non-Siamese we have. She's an Oriental, so of Siamese descent, but not true Siamese. As you can see, she's quite similar in coloration to rabbits, which means during the season she'll pop over to the field, wander down the burrows and come back with a rabbit regularly. Normally she dispatches them before she brings them back. There have been occasions where she's brought them in, let them loose in the house, and we've spent some time trying to catch little buggers. She and Gypsy don't see eye to eye, and Gypsy's just come into the room, so they're watching each other quite carefully. This Stonehaven is a really very pleasant smoke. I've no idea if it's available in the UK. Given how sought after it is in the States, it probably isn't. And if it is, it's probably even more difficult to get hold of. So what else have we got to say? Well, nothing, I don't think. I've got nothing to moan about, nothing to show you new. The issues with the car is largely fixed. Just before Christmas, my wife's car caused me a little grief. Just before Christmas, no, between Christmas and New Year. And straight after New Year, the bonnet catch went on my car and had to be replaced, which took a little bit of doing, as far as I can gather. Not me. My technical ability with cars is limited to changing the odd bulb and driving the things. So anything more technical than that gets done by a local workshop. And my son's car is also made a visit, so over a 3 or 4 week period all 3 cars have been in for repair at some point. But hey ho. You can hear the whinging in the background. That's Gypsy also wanting to go out and have a look around. So excuse me once again. Okay, so I'm back. Everybody's out apart from me and the dog. I don't think you've actually ever met Barney. He's an old boy these days. He's 13 or 14. He's coming over to say hello, which might prove a problem for the camera. Nope, he's decided he's camera shy. He's become very much my wife's dog. Very much a mummy's boy. And he's a little bit miffed that she's gone out without him. So a modicum of sulking is ensued currently. But I haven't really got much else to say, so I think I shall let you go. Finish this bowl of Stonehaven, thinking very kindly of David, Burlyman 40, as I do so. And hope to take you with me on a jaunt out and about in the not too distant future. Thanks for watching. Stay happy, my friends.